Hello everyone. In this lecture, we have to discuss about mechanism of nutrient uptake. Okay, so we have to discuss and understand about the mechanism of nutrient uptake. That how the nutrient uptake carried by the plant. Okay, and what is the importance of nutrient uptake, and the various theory to given to explain the uptake of nutrients. Okay, and first of all we need to know about nutrient uptake regarding like plant growth and development solely depend on the combination and concentration of minerals nutrients available in the soil. Okay, so like in the previous lecture we have to discuss about various micronutrients, macronutrients. Okay, and these nutrients require in a particular quantity to a normal growth and development of the plant. Okay, and plant often face significant challenges in obtaining an adequate supply of these nutrients to meet the demand of basic cellular processes due to their relative immobility. Okay, because it is not easy that each and every nutrients can be uptaken by a simple process. Okay, but it need a certain mechanism. Okay, which we have to discuss in this lecture, and a deficiency of any one of them may result in decreased plant productivity as well as fertility. Okay, as we discussed in the last lecture, there's the various deficiency carried by the plant due to deficiency of any one of them nutrient. Okay, either micronutrient or either macronutrient. Okay, so each of them are essential for normal plant growth and development. Okay, so various symptoms of nutrient deficiency may induce or include like stunt growth of plant, and which leads to the death of the plant tissue or yellowing of the leaves. Okay, ultimately all these deficiency caused by a reduced production of chlorophyll, and which is a pigment needed for photosynthesis. Okay, you know that without photosynthesis the normal growth of plant, okay, is not possible. Okay, because plant largely depend on the continuous supply of nutrients as well as the photosynthesis. Okay, and nutrient deficiency can have a significant impact on agriculture. Okay, resulting in reduced crop yield or reduced plant quality. Okay, that's why it is very essential phase of the plant that the adequate supply or continuous supply of nutrients how the achieved by the plants. Okay, and nutrient deficiency can also lead to reduce overall biodiversity. Okay, because if there is any deficiency of any nutrients, okay, which leads to the death of the plant. So overall the it reduce the biodiversity. Okay, because biodiversity means there are a number of various types of plant species found in the environment. Okay, or in the forest. So since plants serve as the producers that support most food webs. Okay, so ultimately the food webs and the food chain affected if there is a decreased level of biodiversity. Okay, due to the nutrient deficiency in the natural ecosystem. Okay, so what are these what are processes which involve in the uptake of nutrients? Okay, there are two kinds or two major kinds of transport process which may used by the plants. Okay, for the nutrient uptake, the first one is passive transport and another one is active transport. Okay, and we already know that what are the passive transport and what is the active transport. Okay, so any transport which didn't involve any requirement of energy, okay, called passive transport. Okay, if there is a requirement of energy is there, so this type of transport is called active transport. Okay, so passive transport is the absorption of minerals, absorption of nutrients without direct expenditure of metabolic energy. Okay, so here there is no requirement of metabolic energy, there is no requirement of ATP. Okay, and this transport also called non-mediated uptake. Okay, because you know that in the process of diffusion there is no mediator or no carrier required. Okay, so that's why this is also called non-mediated uptake. Okay, so in passive absorption, mineral salt absorption is not affected by temperature as well as metabolic inverter. Okay, so so this is the process, okay, in which there is no effect of temperature is there no effect of any other inverter is there. Okay, and by the process of passive absorption there is a rapid uptake of ions take place. Okay, when plant tissue are transferred from a medium of a low concentration to the medium of higher concentration. Okay, so at that time the uh, transport of nutrients take place by the passive transport. Okay, and passive absorption may take place by following mechanism. Okay, so in case of plant, because plant absorb various nutrients. Okay, by the process of passive absorption. Okay, so how we can explain that the passive transport involved in the uptake of nutrients. Okay, so these are the various kind of passive transport involved in the uptake of nutrients. Okay, and these are mass flow, and second is diffusion, and root interception, and ion exchange, and Donan equilibrium. Okay, so one by one we have to discuss these types of passive absorption. Okay, so first of all, mass flow. Okay, so like the name suggests, mass flow. Okay, that is a bulk flow of the nutrients. Okay, into the plants. So it is the movement of plant nutrients along with water to the roots. Okay, as you know that the water transport from the root to the stem and up to the leaves. Okay, and along with the water the plant nutrients travel, and this types of flow is called mass flow of plant nutrients. Okay, and it is a convecting process in which plant nutrients, iron, and other dissolved substance are transported in the flow of water to the root. Okay, because if the salt mineral can able to dissolve in the water, and it can travel along with the water toward the height and toward the leaves of the plants. Okay, and this carried by the transpirational water uptake by the plant. Okay, like when the continuous flow of water column take place, this is due to the transpiration pull. Okay, so the you know that the last phase of ascent of shape is transpiration. Okay, when the transpiration is take place is induce a transpiration pull. Okay, and along with the transpirational pull the transpirational water uptake carried by the plant, and along with this water the nutrient can be transport into the plant, and some mass flow can also occur due to evaporation and percolation of soil water. and the movement of iron in the soil solution to the surface of roots is an important factor in satisfying the nutrient requirement of plant, and this movement is accomplished largely by mass flow and diffusion. Okay, the terms is mass flow, but it carried uh, by the diffusion types of transport. Okay, so in 1956, Carmer and 1960, Russell believe that ion are absorbed by the root along with the mass flow of water taking place under the influence of transpiration. Okay, so this is very previous time these researchers give this concept, and in 1964, Lopu Srinki, working with the detopped plant, supported the concept that an increase in transpiration could increase the absorption of salt. Okay, so this theory can be demonstrated by this researcher. So this figure indicate that how the nutrient uptake carried by the plant. Okay, so first of all, water absorbed by the root, and along with this water, the nutrient uptake uh, carried by the plant. Okay, and water travel through plant, then water evaporate from the leaf surface by the process of transpiration, which induce transpiration pull for the continuous supply of water column. So along with this water, the continuous flow of nutrients carried by the plant. Okay, so this is a very simple theory which given a very earlier time. Okay, and this figure also shows the how the plant carried mass flow. Okay, so this is the ions, okay, or nutrients which along with the water, because these ions can able to dissolve in the water and can flow in toward the root. Okay, this is the root. Okay, and the another process is diffusion, then another is interception. Okay, which we have to discuss in the next slide. So the second process by which the nutrient uptake carried by the plant is diffusion. Okay, so first is mass flow. Now the second is diffusion. So we already know that diffusion process operate when ion moves from area of high concentration to the area of low concentration. Okay, due to the concentration gradient. Okay, so here the concentration gradient is the main concept uh, that continuously carried diffusion process. As plant roots absorb nutrient from the surrounding soil, a diffusion gradient is set up. Okay, so so it depend on the gradient. Okay, diffusion gradient. Okay, so a high plant requirement or high root absorbing power resulting in a strong sink or high diffusion gradient favoring ion transport. Okay, so these are the some factor which affect the rate of diffusion. Okay, if there is a high root. Okay, if there is a more root, there is more root hair is there, the diffusion rate is high. Okay, and mainly three soil factor influence the movement of nutrients ion into the root through diffusion. Okay, and what are these three factors which affect transport of nutrient or uptake of nutrients by the plant? Okay, so these are, the first is diffusion coefficient. Okay, so diffusion coefficient also affect the rate of uptake of nutrients by the plant. Second is concentration of nutrient in the soil solution. Okay, because in the process of diffusion, the process occur when the high concentration of nutrients in the soil and low concentration of nutrient in the root. Okay, at that time the maximum rate of diffusion is there. And second is the buffering capacity of the soil phase of. Okay, so buffering capacity means the nutrient holding capacity of soil. Okay, if there is a high holding capacity, high buffering capacity of the soil, so definitely high concentration of nutrient is there. If there is high concentration of nutrient in the soil, definitely the rate of transport or uptake of nutrients is high. Okay, so that's why these are the three factors which affect the movement of nutrient ion into the root through diffusion. Okay. So the diffusion comes into operation when the concentration at the root surface is either higher or lower than that of the surrounding medium. Okay, so if there is a high concentration of nutrient into the soil, the diffusion is take place or nutrient transport toward the root. Okay, so it is directed toward the root when the concentration at the root surface is decreased. Okay, so how it will become decreased? The absorbed nutrient continuously transport away from the root. Okay, it cannot accumulate at the in the root or in the root hair. If it continuously goes away toward the stem, toward the leaves, so definitely it maintain the continuous flow of ion into the root by the process of diffusion. Okay, and this law, that is fixed law, can be explained the diffusion rate. Okay, so diffusion rate according to this formula is depend on the uh, d, okay, and dc upon dx, and where d is the diffusion coefficient, okay, and dc upon dx is the concentration gradient. Okay, that's why the major factors that affect rate of diffusion is the diffusion coefficient and the concentration gradient. Okay, because we know that the diffusion solely depend on the concentration gradient. Okay, and the concentration of certain ion under some condition may build up at the root surface because the root is unable to absorb ion at a sufficient faster rate. Okay, so when the nutrient is absorbed by the root or root hair, so sometime there is a big diffusion also occur because if there is a high concentration of nutrient occur into the root, so at that time if it is high as compared to the surrounding medium, so there is a big diffusion also occur. Okay, so nutrient regard irrespect of the transport in, it transport out. Okay, so that's why the back diffusion occur due to the concentration gradient, where the movement of certain ion will be away from the root surface and back to part the soil solution. Okay, so this is the limitations of this theory, and normally such condition will not occur, but as root do not absorb all the nutrients and at the same rate, there may be on occasion we build up of those ions that are less rapidly absorbed, particularly during period of rapid absorption of moisture by the plant. Okay, so sometimes the bake diffusion also occur, but most of the time this bake diffusion not be observed. Okay, so if diffusion is the main process by which a plant nutrient is transported to the root surface, the quantity of the nutrient absorbed by the root can be described by the this equation. Okay, where the q is the quantity of nutrient absorbed by the root, and A is the root radius. So the quantity of nutrient absorbed directly proportional to the root radius and nutrient absorbing power of the root and average nutrient concentration at the root surface and the time of nutrient absorption. Okay, so all these factors affect the quantity of nutrient absorbed by the root. Okay, so by the use of this formula, you can also calculate the quantity of nutrient absorbed by the root Okay, so this is the Q equal to 2 pi A into alpha into C into T. Okay, and nutrient taken up rapidly by plant roots and which are generally present in the soil solution in low concentration. So, such as ammonium ion, which present in the low concentration into the soil, potassium ion, and phosphate are mainly transported to plant root by diffusion. Okay, and the contribution of mass flow to the transport of these nutrients can be calculated as a product of solution concentration and transpiration rate. Okay, so both diffusion as well as mass flow can carry the nutrient uptake by the plant. Okay, and diffusion also dominate when transpiration is low. Okay, because the mass flow totally depend on the transpiration pool. If there is a low transpiration rate is there, the transpiration pool is also low, so at that time the mass flow is overcome by the diffusion process. And mass flow play an important role for nutrient present in the soil in high concentration and when transpiration is high. Okay, so ultimately the both process as mass flow as well as diffusion uh, help to uptake of nutrients by the plants. Okay, and it also has been observed that occasionally iron accumulate can even occur around root, as it sometimes the case with calcium ion, or in case of nitrate ion, the transport can take place either by mass flow or diffusion. Okay, it depend on the climatic condition. If there is low transpiration rate, the diffusion is high. If there is a high transpiration rate, the mass flow is high. So, but these ion can be transported either by the mass flow or by the diffusion. Okay, and investigation of Strebe et al. Demonstrated that with the use on sugar beet have shown that under field condition at the beginning of growth period, the mass flow is the major process in transporting ammonium ion. Okay, so this demonstrated by the investigator Stribel et al. And in the later stage of growth, however, when the nitrate concentration in the soil is low, diffusion become the more important process. Okay, so that's why both processes are important for the uptake of nutrient by the plant. Okay, but at a certain condition, the diffusion is overcome by the mass flow, and at a certain condition, mass flow is a predominant process. And nutrients such as phosphorus, potassium are absorbed strongly by soil and are only present in small quantity in the soil solution, and these nutrients move to the root by diffusion, and diffusion is responsible for the majority of the nutrient like phosphorus, potassium as well as zinc moving to the root for uptake, because diffusion doesn't require any expenditure of energy. Now, first process we have to discuss is mass flow, and second process we have to discuss diffusion. Now, the third process is root interception. Okay, so first of all, we need to know about what is interception. Okay, so interception is the extension of plant root into the new soil area. Okay, so this is called interception when the root extend toward the new soil, toward the no new soil particle and expand into the soil. Okay, where there are untapped supply of nutrient in the soil solution is there. Okay, and all these three processes are in constant operation during the growth. Okay, so root continuously grow into the soil. Okay, so as the root system develops and exploits the soil more completely, the soil solution and soil surface retaining adsorbed ion are exposed to the root mass, and absorption of these ion by the contact exchange phenomena is accomplished. Okay, so this term is used for the extension of root and growth of root into the new soil. Okay, so root interception also help for nutrient uptake into the plant. Okay, and for a nutrient element to cross a cell membrane into the cell, it is necessary for each nutrient element to be attached to some carrier. Okay, and the carrier and the carrier nutrient complex can pass through the membrane into the cell. Okay, so the necessary carrier are different for many of the nutrients. Okay, and some nutrients element can be partially but not entirely excluded from absorption, and other can be preferentially absorbed even against a concentration gradient. Okay, if there is transport against the concentration gradient is there, so definitely it required expenditure of energy. Okay, which we have to discuss in the later slide. So this figure shows the nutrient into the root hair. Okay, and you have to see that magnesium get into the root hair, potassium also getting into the root hair, calcium also getting into the root hair, ammonium also getting into the root hair, and bicarbonate, dihydrogen phosphate, sulfate, bicarbonate. Okay, so all these ion get into the root hair in exchange of, you have to see that, in exchange of hydrogen ion. Okay, so this is the point which you have to remember, that hydrogen ion transport out, and in exchange of this, these other ion get in or transport in into the plant. Okay. Okay. So the next theory or mechanism to explain the nutrient uptake into the plant. The first we have discussed mass flow. Second, diffusion. Okay, third, root extension, and fourth is ion exchange. Okay, so in ionic exchange mechanism, anion as well as cation from within cells are exchanged with anion or cation of equivalent charge of the external solution. Okay, so when the nutrient ion exchange take place. Okay, so at that time, the term used ion exchange, and this can be achieved or explained by the theory. First is contact exchange theory. Okay, and second is carbonic acid exchange theory. Okay, so first we have to discuss about a contact exchange theory. Okay, so both theory can explain how the ion exchange involved in the uptake of nutrients. Okay, so first theory is, according to this theory, an ion may be absorbed by the plant root without being first dissolved in the soil solution. Okay, so according to this theory, there is no need to dissolve ion into the solution, and ion adsorb electrostatically to a solid particle such as plant root or clay particle is not held too tightly. Okay, it means either root hair, either soil particle, or the clay particle didn't tightly bound with the ions or nutrient. Okay, but it oscillates within a certain volume of space into the soil particle, and exchange of ion take place when the oscillation volume of one ion overlap the oscillation volume of another ion. Okay, so in that way there is exchange take place. Okay, so today it is well known that the plasma lemma pumped hydrogen ion out, okay, of the cell into the root medium, and this hydrogen ion released by the pump, however, does not come in direct contact with the surface of Keeler particle. Shows the size and dimension of the cell membrane and the surface of Guillemernal, and it is evident that if at all only cation at the very outer surface of the cell wall can exchange for cation adsorbed for the Guillemernal. Okay, so hydrogen ion used for exchange purpose. Okay, so why an exchange of hydrogen ion from the cell wall, potassium ion or other cation species of nutrients can be mobilized from killer mineral to the root hair. Okay, in exchange of H ion. Even if this does occur, however, the exchanged potassium ion is still at the outer surface of the cell wall of an epidermal cell and far from the real sites of uptake system located in the outer cell membrane. Okay, so see this figure. Okay, in this figure we have to see that the hydrogen move out toward the clay particle and potassium move in toward the root hair. Okay, so this is called ion exchange. Okay, this is called ion exchange. Okay, and below you have to see that the carbonic acid H2CO3 also involved, which we have to discuss into the second types of ion exchange theory. Okay, so first one is this one, a kilo particle which is a negatively charged bind cation. Okay, and the cation are exchanged for hydrogen ion obtained from the carbonic acid according to the second theory, that is carbonic acid theory, and mineral cation are released into the soil solution. Okay, so and these mineral particle are released by the kilo particle in exchange of H ion. Okay, so this is called ion exchange theory. And the thickness of cell wall is in the range of 500 to 1000 nanometer. There is no evidence that potassium ion is able to move across the cell wall for further exchange processes, but rather move by diffusion from the soil solution adjacent to the cell wall surface along pores and intercellular space to the plasma membrane. Okay, it means there is no carrier needed. It is just exchange or transport in by the diffusion. And the carboxyl and phosphate group of the cell wall structure represent a strong buffer to the H ion released by the plasma lemma. Okay, hydrogen pump. Okay, now see the second theory, carbonic acid exchange theory. Okay, so according to this theory, carbon dioxide released during the respiration of cell, we already know that, and it combined with the water to form carbonic acid. Obviously, H2O plus CO2 equal to H2CO3, and now carbonic acid dissociate into the H ion. Okay, and bicarbonate ion, and this cation can be exchanged for cation adsorbed on the clay particle. Okay, so according to this story, carbonic acid involved for source of cation for the exchange of cation nutrients, and the cation thus released into the soil solution from the clay particle may be adsorbed on the root cell in exchange for H ion. Okay, and ion pair with bicarbonate. Thus, soil solution play an important role in carbonic acid exchange theory. Ion exchange theory allow faster rate of absorption of ion from the external medium by the cell of the root. Okay, so this is the recent theory to explain how the uptake of nutrients take place. Okay, so first one is ion exchange theory, and second is carbonic acid theory. Okay, so second theory explain that the from where hydrogen ion release. Okay, so carbonic acid release hydrogen ion. Okay, which in exchange of cationic nutrients. Okay, so this figure shows the how the HI released by the carbonic acid. Okay, so this is the CO2 released by the process of photorespiration, and this carbon dioxide combined with the H2O to form carbonic acid, and this carbonic acid is a weak acid which dissociate into the bicarbonate and H and this H can exchange another cationic nutrients, okay, from the clay particle. Okay, so in that way, this cation take in by the root, okay, with the help of bicarbonate ion. And the next theory to explain the nutrient uptake is Donan equilibrium. Okay, so first we have to discuss mass flow, then diffusion, then root interception. Okay, then ion exchange theory. Now the Donan equilibrium. So, Donan equilibrium theory of ion uptake. So, according to this theory, the accumulation of ion inside the cell without involving expenditure of metabolic energy can be explained by Donan equilibrium theory. Okay, so what is this theory? This we need to understand. So, according to this theory, there are certain pre-existing ion inside the cell. This is only point which you have to remember. There are certain pre-existing ion inside the cell, okay, which cannot diffuse outside through the membrane. Okay, so this is permanent ion which present uh, or exist into the inside of cell. Okay, so such ion are called indiffusible or fixed ion. Okay, and however the membrane is permeable to both anion and cation of outer solution. So okay, so these ion is responsible to create concentration gradient, okay, which is indiffusible or fixed ion. Okay, so that's why uh, uh, this indiffusible ion can able to take in the nutrients, okay, by the diffusion process. Okay, because these theory can be given by the Donans, so that's why the term used Donan equilibrium. Okay, so suppose there are certain fixed anion in the cell which is in contact with outer solution containing anion and cation. Okay, so normally equal number of anion and cation would have diffused into the cell through an electrical potential to balance each other. Okay, so but to the balance the fixed anion, more cation will diffuse in. Okay, because there are more anion which already present inside the root here. Okay, so that's why the cations diffuse in to balance to electrical to create electrical balance. Okay, so this according to this story, the indiffusible ion or fixed ion also responsible for the nutrient uptake in the plant. Okay, so this is called Donan equilibrium. Okay, so this equilibrium is known as Donan equilibrium, or in this particular case, there would be an accumulation of cation inside the cell. If, however, there are fixed cation inside the plant cell, the Donan equilibrium result in the accumulation of anion inside the plant cell. Okay, so this is the special kind of mechanism to explain the nutrient uptake into the plant. Okay. Now the second process. Okay, so till now we have to discuss the various passive absorption. Okay, now the second type or second major type is active absorption of nutrient. Okay, so active absorption also called mediated uptake of ions. Okay, by while passive absorption is called non-mediated uptake of ion. So the concentration of ion in the cytoplasm is often much higher than that in solution in extreme case. Okay, that is 10,000 fold higher nutrient concentration into the soil. Okay, so so how the diffusion take place? So here the diffusion process fail. Okay, so when this process is fail, the active process take over. Okay, and therefore the root must be able to take up ions against concentration gradient. Okay, so when there is a transport occur against the concentration gradient, we must require metabolic energy. Okay, that's why this process is called active uptake of nutrients. Okay, so at present there are two theory given to explain this. The first is the carrier theory and second is ion pump theory. Okay, so these two theory given to explain the active uptake of nutrients into the plant. Okay, so what are these theory? We have to discuss in brief. So, according to carrier theory, the carrier is commonly used to refer to an agent responsible for transporting ion from one side of the membrane to the other side. Okay, so it requires carrier. Okay, so carrier have properties similar to those of enzymes, but unlike enzyme, carrier have not been isolated and characterized. Okay, it is fixed into the membrane or cell membrane. So isolation of a carrier will not necessarily entails its removal from the membrane, but there is no way of measuring its activity. And in the transport process, a carrier meets the particular ion for which it has affinity. Okay, so it require affinity. Okay, if certain carrier require affinity for potassium ion, okay, it cannot transport any other ion. Okay, so the enzyme phosphatase, which is located at the inner membrane boundary, split off phosphate group from the carrier complex, and the ion is released. Now, in this process of ion transport, energy is required, which comes from the ATP hydrolysis, and the ATP is generated from ADP plus inorganic phosphate. Okay, obviously, when the ATP is going to hydrolyze, it form ADP and phosphate. Okay, and the whole uptake can be described by this equation, like first carrier use ATP, okay, and convert into the carrier phosphorylated carrier or active carrier and ATP. Now this active carrier take up ion, okay, and form carrier ion complex. Now this carrier ion complex release ions toward inside of the cell. Okay, now this now when it release ion into the cell, again this carrier become inactive. Okay, so it for the transport of molecule or atom, it require again utilization of ATP. Okay, so see this. This is this is a active carrier. Okay, so this is a phosphokinase. Okay, which use ATP to convert into the active carrier. Now this active carrier bind with the ions to form a carrier ion complex. Okay, now this carrier release ion inside the cell. Okay, and again it convert into the inactive carrier. Okay, now it again use ATP and convert into the active carrier. Okay, so this is a carrier ion transport theory. Okay, now the second theory is ATPase theory. So according to this theory, and this theory proposed by the Hawkes. Okay, so Hawkes proposed the ATPase theory of ion transport in plant, and ATPase, you know, is the enzyme which dissociate ATP into ADP and inorganic phosphate. And energy liberated by this process can be utilized in ion transport across the membrane. And in plant, the phenomena is known as activity of ATP, which is associated with the plasmolemma and is activated by the cation. Okay, so these all about regarding the uptake of nutrients of the plants. Okay, so these are the references. Okay, so Josila,
Yes, sir.
how many types of transport is there for nutrient uptake?
So two types, that is passive transport and active transport.
Okay, and again, tell me various types of passive transport.
Um, Mass flow diffusion, root interception, ion exchange, and the um,
Correct, correct, correct. And ion exchange again two types, no problem. And the second, the passive transport, or sorry, active transport.
uh, it has two types, that is carrier theory and the ATPase theory of ion transport.
Very good, very good. Okay, so you have to revise the content. Okay, and attempt the quiz. Okay,
Okay,
thank
sir.
you.